Listen, I will have no disparaging Splatoon 3 from this point forward. Today's Treehouse was amazing. The game runs a solid 60. The ink colors are incredible, and I cannot freaking wait for this weekend's Splatfest. I'll be live streaming at 11:30 a.m. Eastern this Saturday morning. That's 8:30 a.m. Pacific, and we will be prepared and ready to be the first to scissor our way into Splatoon 3. Hopefully you'll join me there because good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I've got a bonkers show for you today, all right? We got to go to the Wayback Machine to revisit something that is causing chaos in the gaming industry today, and Nintendo comes out on top, which we love to see. Plus, we got new announcements for the Switch and more. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Love you lots. Let's roll. Do you remember about 2 weeks ago, I told you about how President Furukawa, the president of Nintendo, made this really weird promise. Okay, he talked to investors and said in an interview, I believe, that he promised that the Switch would not increase in price despite elevating costs for production and shipping and all of that. Instead, they were going to try to shrink the box. They were like, okay, we're going to take the Switch box and shrink it 20%. And I was like, why is he talking about this? Why is he saying they're not going to raise the price? Nobody in their right mind would ever just raise the price of an already existing product with no extra benefits or features. Daddy Nintendo understands the right thing to do, because today Furukawa is proven to be an absolute mastermind, because today Sony PlayStation 5 got a price increase and nothing extra. All right, we're talking about a €50 uptick in Europe, a 30-pound uptick in the UK, a 6,000 yen uptick in Japan. Pretty much everywhere in the world except for the United States gets a more expensive PS5. And that €50 in Europe, that's like 60, 70 bucks in the US. That's a notable price. Like, this isn't like, oh, hey, throw 3 extra quid onto the scale. This is substantial, right? That is like a 10% increase? I don't know. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about something that is going from €500 to €550, it feels like a lot. It feels like a lot when you're not getting anything, and this is the dark side of the globe right now. I mean, it's still games, so whatever, but no, like, this is weird. A console going up in price out of nowhere is bonkers. Now, Nintendo, we thought was bonkers because they never lower the price, right? The Switch has stayed $300 from the beginning. And in a way, they are offering a bit of a price hike, okay? Do you know what I'm talking about? The Splatoon 3 OLED comes out tomorrow, and it's $10 more. Now, I don't think this is any sort of nefarious trickery at play, but it is interesting, isn't it? The regular OLED's $350, the Splatoon OLED is $360. Why is that the case? Are they trying to maybe get a little bit extra? Is that sort of their down low way? I don't know. Conspiracy theories might tell you that the console looks really nice, and it does have Ombre Joy-Con, and it is a limited special edition, but maybe they're also trying to do a little bit of what Sony's doing. But the main Switch and the Switch Lite are staying the same price, thank goodness. Xbox came out and said, we're keeping everything the same price, and so Sony looks bad, because Sony has sold a bunch of PlayStation 5s. Now, nearly not as many as Nintendo Switch, but more than Xbox. And so what are they doing? How do they think they can pull this off? It speaks from like a position of bravado and confidence that I have an itch on my foot. I'm so sorry. When you have that mosquito bite and you just gotta itch it. It speaks from a position of confidence. Like, we're too cool. God of War Ragnarok's coming out. We're throwing The Last of Us Remake Part 1, Number 2, second time again, $70 edition out there. And we know you love us because we make the best exclusive games. And they do make amazing games. But yeah, this is wild to me. If you were hesitant to get a PS5, now you got to be more hesitant everywhere in the globe except the United States. And then it also feels a little like guilty, crappy to be here in America where they're like, we just still want to push the unit. So we're not going to hit you with the price hike, but we're going to hit the rest of the globe. So I'm sorry if you were planning on getting a PS5 for a loved one for the holiday season. It just got more expensive and it kind of sucks. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that is a really rude decision and if you're glad Nintendo ain't doing it. And now they can't because Furukawa claimed it. He stated it, he promised it, They're not going to do it. Don't worry. That Splatoon OLED, though, is coming out tomorrow. And my tip for you is this. If you're hoping to get one, there are no pre-orders in the United States. In fact, there were very few pre-orders globally. So your best bet is going to be one of two things. One, get to Target early. Target opens at 8 a.m., which is typically earlier than a place like Best Buy. And they are a nice place that should have a good amount of stock, but not be too overrun. I do not think you should order it online for in-store pickup because I've seen before where they accidentally sell out the ones in store and then people aren't able to pick them up. So that's number one. Number two, if you want to be a little bit dicier, if you want to take a bit of a risk but maybe a bigger reward, find a 24-hour Walmart in your area and go to them tonight. Get there at midnight and go to electronics and beg somebody to pull out the Splatoon OLED. They can start selling that thing as soon as it hits 12:01. And back in the day, I used to get all of my games from Walmart, all of my consoles from Walmart at 12:01. I just was really nice and kind to the employees and said, hey, I'll wait. Could you please just go check this for me? I'd really appreciate it. I've been waiting for it. And they got it for me. And not many people are out at 12:01 because midnight launches aren't really a thing anymore with digital downloads. Yeah, those are my two picks for you. It's going to pop up online. You can try. I do think it'll be quite limited. I'm going to be heading to Target early because I don't have a 24-hour Walmart around me. And we'll unbox it tomorrow morning, so come back and stay tuned for that. If you want to see it and have me review it before you decide if you're going to buy it, it is pricey. And, I do have an OLED, so it's kind of just an extra, but it's so sick. I don't know. Maybe we'll give away my OLED or do something fun like that. Anyways, Nintendo is getting more fun as well. All right, a couple of brand new games are coming to the platform. Tesla Grad 2 looks sick. All right, Tesla Grad was a really great puzzler based on Tesla. So there's a lot of electric puzzles. And Tesla Grad 2 is coming spring 2023. You hear that, Breath of the Wild 2? It's got competition. No, not really. Breath of the Wild 2 is like the biggest thing. Is there any game bigger? GTA 6. But other than that, I think Breath of the Wild 2 is like the biggest anticipated release in the entire video game industry, which is pretty neat. It better hit that spring date. If it gets delayed again, I will cry on camera. You'll see it. And I'm not an actor. Tesla Grad 2, though, looks pretty fun. A puzzle game, different character, amazingly gorgeous art, and some combat as well, but utilizing all sorts of electricity to solve puzzles looks great. We also have BPM making its way to Switch. Now, this is a rhythmic first-person shooter with old-school art style, and I've been waiting to play it. I've been meaning to play it. I played a similar game. There was a Steam demo. It was like Metal Hellsinger, I think. It's really good. I hope that comes to Switch too, but BPM bullets per minute is a fantastic game, or so I've heard. I'm eager to try it out. It's dropping on September the 8th. Which is so soon. September the 8th, right? Yes, September the 8th. We're getting a lot of indies ramping and revving. Makes me think about Indie World. But we also have one more called Cramped Room of Death. This comes from Nicholas. They are the people that publish such games as Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Binding of Isaac, this one, you are cramped in a dungeon, but it's a puzzle game where like the floors are all collapsing, enemies are there. It looks pretty darn nifty. Sliding block, dungeon puzzler, like all the fun puzzles of Zelda, but just like that's all you do over and over and over again. It's just puzzle. So it's a very boiled down experience, but it could be very nifty. It does have kind of a boring pixel art style. That's not going for it, I guess. It's not really a good thing, but it's coming out later this year, Q4 2022. So again, another game that is just announced and dropping, and that's the beauty of people being afraid of announcing their games too early, is oftentimes you're going to get announcements and then the game's out. And we're fingers crossed that happens for Metroid Prime Remaster, because that's supposed to still hit this year, and it hasn't been announced. And if they do announce it, it'll be a short wait, and that's kind of wonderful. I love looks aheads, but I also love short release windows. I guess I'm just a picky butt. I really just I want it all. I want the looks ahead. I want the quick games. I want it all. And so I'm guessing Nintendo is getting ready for a September Direct. Why do I say that today? Well, if you recall, Liam Robertson did say that in September, the timeline would be super happy. He's a big Nintendo tweeter. That would make them really happy. Also, Nintendo didn't really do anything at Gamescom. They've been all steam ahead on Splatoon, which is great. They had a treehouse today that was really fun. What's left? We know nothing about 2023, so I think a Direct is coming soon. I'm still team Indie World next week, and then maybe a Direct the week after. We could be having just an insane Nintendo time with the treehouse this week. Indie World, it could be crazy. So maybe we'll look back and say Nintendo really did right. They did us right on the price. No price hike. It's weird that we have to say no price hike is doing us right, but here we are, Sony, taking your money. Greedy. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you're going to try to track down that Splatoon 3 OLED. I will hopefully have one to open up and oogle and ogle at with you tomorrow morning. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoy the show. Join me on the live stream Saturday for Splatoon 3 first, early, multiplayer antics, triple turf war battles, and team skizzers. In the meantime, though, thanks again. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, SwitchForce out.